Welcome, everybody, to Live from Beyond. I'm Kevin. I'm GMing tonight. We're playing Eternal Lies. This is the Bangkok leg of the adventure. This is the second episode. I guess the first episode was a little bit truncated, but anyways, these guys over here are the players. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Hey everybody, my name's Alex, and I'm playing Private Detective David Smoke.
My name is Kim, and I'm playing Nicola Saliba, a criminal, I guess, but with a heart of gold.
Friends of the world, good evening. My name is Nick. I want to talk to you about a troubled young woman from North Carolina named Kitty Kennedy. Kitty started out this adventure in order to help people, or, to be more accurate, to help herself. But along the way, she lost her fucking mind. And when you see her tonight in her plight, do not laugh at her misfortune or weep for her misery, because I'm telling you now, we're making all this shit up. Thanks for watching.
I can't follow that.
Yeah,
I can't follow that.
Good session, guys.
All right, who just ended there? I mean,
I think it's all down there.
Hello, I'm Dave. I'll be playing Jacob Rosbach tonight. We'll be finding out more about him in this session, I believe.
Right. Okay. So when last we left, you guys had been investigating the fragrant honey shop in the not so nice sections of Bangkok. I guess Damon and Nicola had left the rest of the group to start pursuing leads, while Kitty and the rest secured lodgings. I don't really have a great reason for Kitty to show up, but I think it's just going to happen. You'll have found lodgings, and then we'll get you in here pretty quick, just because no fun to leave you out. But we left a little bit of a cliffhanger last time. If you remember, Damon had been talking to the honey shop owner, and Nicola had had spotted a suspicious young man.
Did we lose Dave at the exact moment?
We lost Dave at the exact moments that he was supposed to be introduced several times last week. So it's a little fun, a little spice of pepper.
That sneaky pillow behind him looks like a Cthulhu. I'm wondering if there's like a thing going on here.
Could be. All right. Well, let me set the scene. So
take your time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's getting a little bit later. You guys have been traveling through Bangkok for a while. The streets are sort of dirty in this part of town. The people are all around. Yeah. They seem to, the streets. It's sort of getting darker, so the activity is starting to die down. Some people are coming out. Some people are, the rougher crowd is starting to come out as it's twilight, and the people who have less business out in the evening are starting to head back home. Let's since we're waiting on Dave, let's say Kitty, you've managed to catch up to the group. You followed some. You managed to track their
trail.
Yeah, you managed to track. So they took a series of guides to get here, well, you know what? I'm afraid if I try to introduce Dave, his camera's going to cut out again.
Don't look at me.
You know what?
Nobody.
There's only either I do it. There's no way around it. Okay.
Don't speak his name.
Let's try this. Let's try this one more time. You ready, Dave? Get ready. You ready? We got. All right. Here we go. All right. So, Nicola, you walk over to this figure on the bench, who you've noticed is staring at the honey shop. His eyes are kind of sunken, and he looks like he's trying to be inconspicuous, but he's obviously a Westerner, although he's wearing pretty native garb, and he's not doing a good job of not looking suspicious to you. A person used to looking up for that sort of thing.
Yeah, so I think what I had tried to ask him last week was whether he knew the honey shop.
Oh, okay.
And his answer was static.
Come on, Dave, before it doesn't work.
Okay. Jacob looks at Nicola and kind of narrows his eyes really quick and says, "What do you know about this place here? Why have you come here? What do they do here?"
Nicola says, "Well, we've heard they, I guess, have great honey, some excellent product. Wondering if you could tell me more about it. You seem quite interested."
Jacob looks a little confused and says, "Honey? Are you sure?"
I say, is this not the fragrant honey shop?
I suppose it is, but I do not like this place. I think there is something wrong about it. I'm sure that I've seen people here that mean no good.
Nicholas says, I see. Perhaps you could, or maybe you could tell me what you mean.
Well, it all started some years ago with my daughter's health. She's been in a very bad condition for a while now, and I've come to find that it must be related to this shop. There have been people outside at odd times that are up to no good, and I need to find out what they're doing in there.
Say, what type of people? Can you describe them?
I can never get a good look at their face, but they seem to dress like everyone else.
Say, my friends and I suspect there might be some criminal enterprise operating out of the shop.
I knew it. What do you plan to do about it? Who sent you? Why are you here?
Say, I cannot speak about it out here in the street. Perhaps you should come with us.
Where?
Somewhere more private.
I have no one else to follow. I will go with you.
Where's Alex? Where's Damon?
So Damon's sort of perusing the shop's wares, he's having a conversation with the shopkeeper.
I'm trying to get a sneak peek at the alley.
Yeah. So Damon, you notice a man sort of dressed in rags, walk past you into the alley. As he does, he sort of glances to the side, and you can see that his eyes are sort of are like bloodshot, and he looks haggard. He's got like a couple of days of stubble on his face. I guess at that point, not stubble anymore. And his lips are like cracked, and he like pulls the rags up over his chin and like heads into the alley. He's got the look of like a junkie to him.
I look into the alley to see like where he goes or how far he goes. Or...
Yeah, so he heads down the alley. The alley is not very long. It's maybe 15 feet long, and there's a door on the side of the shop in there, and there's a sort of a man standing outside that door. When he gets up to the man, he begins like sort of looks like is talking to him, but he looks very anxious and jittery. The man kind of like tries to like shoo him away, but after a few minutes, they seem to have some short conversation, and the man nods and like opens the door and lets him in.
Okay, so I go back to find Nicola and tell him what I just saw.
Okay. So you see him talking to this man. So describe Jacob to us, Dave.
Jacob.
He's probably like late 40s with close cropped black hair and a beard. Not really like me, but oh my god, I had a picture in mind, but had it pulled up last session. Yeah, I mean, probably like, I don't know, 5'9", and wearing the kind of normal garb from the area, but clearly kind of looks more Eastern European.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk over to find Nicola and Jacob talking.
So I'll kind of turn to Damon and like whisper into his ear. This man's daughter apparently got addicted. Nicola will give him like a little wink to something sold out of the back of the shop. You might be able to tell us more.
I say, what is it with these guys and using children? Because Donovan's kid, remember? We like talk to him. He's all fucked up.
Yeah, that was a cool part.
Yeah, so I walk over to him and I reach out my hand and I say, Damon Smoke, pleased to meet you.
Hello, sir. I am Jacob. You are with this man, Nicola, yes?
I am.
Do you know about the honey shop here? Do you know what they do here?
So I think I have a couple of guesses, and I take out my notepad, and I look down and I was like, Jacob, I wonder if I could ask you a few questions, and then thinking to myself, I kind of look left and right. I was like, do you mind coming with us to our back to our hotel?
Yes, you must take me with you. We must get to the bottom of this.
But first, how old was your girl? Is your girl?
And there we go. Jacob scampers off into the night.
Is it because I said was your girl? I mean, I get it. She's still alive.
It was
a little rough, Damon.
So
Wow.
heartbroken that he literally flickered out of existence.
That's why you don't have any friends. All right.
No, it's because all my friends die. That's why I don't have any friends.
Well, that's true. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Well, so you guys are gonna head back to the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacob faints and we carry him in tow.
Jacob overwrought
like nectar to you?
question about his daughter. He's thinking about her and just drops away.
I'm like, hey Jacob, does this taste like nectar to you? And they're and then we carry him away.
He wakes 4 hours later with some really sticky pants.
So so Damon, you notice that as you're talking, it's sort of it's twilight, so it's growing darker. Suspicious characters seem to show up on the street with much more frequent occurrence, and every once in a while you see someone try to nonchalantly slip into the alley.
And Jacob wakes back up.
So
Excitement.
I urged my friends to hurry up and get out of here before. But in the meantime, but as we're walking away, Kev, is there a chance to spend a point on any sort of police ability that I have? Hold on, I'm looking. I don't remember.
What are you trying to do?
I want to see if I can So is it the same alley? So people sneak in the same alley?
Yeah, it's all the same alley. Yep.
So is this obviously a drug deal? Do I have to use any sort of?
Well, you don't see anybody coming out.
Nobody coming out. It's just people going in.
People going in.
Okay, is this related to what we've learned so far of nectar production? Is it the same type of people? Anything along that line?
Right. Okay, so you've seen basically two kinds of people, right? One looks like, well, a lot of them look more or less like junkies, but some of them are just regular guys. Every once in a while you see a group of two or three businessmen sort of trying to be quiet. Normally you see a bunch of businessmen walking around. So first of all, they're a little bit out of place in this part of town. But normally if they were if they're a little bit intoxicated, they'd probably be laughing and joking. But you see a couple of businessmen clearly intoxicated, but trying to play it cool, very badly slip into the alley and clearly, get let in right away.
Okay, yeah. So they know who they are. So
I mean, what does that have to do with nectar production? I don't know. Up to you.
no, it's fine. I mean, it could be like a nectar meth house. Because we know that they order, so we know that these guys are the ones that place the order for, the records from that three-mouth chick, two-mouth chick.
Is it?
Is it not?
When the GM asks you a leading negative question, the answer is probably no.
Oh no, this is the fucking thing. Fuck, where's all my notes?
Then you can keep his clues straight. All right, that's fine.
No, you're right. You're
Should be
right.
up
Sorry.
here,
So
that
just
you can forget most of them.
Well, so why don't you straighten out your leads there, and once you
I got
get to the hotel, you can lay out the lay out the clues here
for everybody else that I read it last time, but I forgot. So this is what the hint is. So this is from the Testament of the Dripping Mouth of the Manatees by Samson Trammell. I extend the invitation.
Was the leader of the cult in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The guy with the weird house we broke into.
Yes.
And I think
I extend the invitation to you, and indeed to any of your followers. Although I am certain you will not accept it, to fight for our rights in Bangkok. You may instruct your disciples to present themselves at the Fragrant Honey Shop in the Franacron, saying to the doorman, "I have come to join the Circle of Excess," and it's signed SS. So, we can get in.
So, there is another. You're right about the record. There is another clue, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Do this. Okay.
So the other one is the lose discuss receipt, which orders 40 records.
Is it from Mexico City?
Yeah, it's the one we got. So basically, someone put an order in for the records. A certain Daniel Lohman in Charan Krung Road in Bangkok.
Okay. Is that this road?
No.
Okay.
Not particularly.
This is the Fragrant Honey Shop. This is what seems like it's I don't know, recruiting cultists or something. But no, I'm fine going back to the hotel and meeting up with Kitty and.
Yeah, so Harvey's gone to sleep already. But Kitty, Kitty, you see Kitty smoking outside. Kitty smoke?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great, good.
30s.
I was gonna assume, but then I was like,
smoking wasn't dangerous in the 30s.
She's a stressed out 23-year-old actress. I mean, come on.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you guys find the hotel, and you see Kitty standing outside, smoking. Describe. So is she mingling with the other, Thai people, or I guess Siamese? I'm not sure what's appropriate. It's the 30s. The people there is she mingling with them, or is she kind of standing to the side? What's the scene like?
Well, what's the hotel like? Tell me about where we.
So it's not the worst hotel in Bangkok, but it's not the most upscale one either, right? It's trying to keep a little bit of a low profile. So there are some really nice hotels in Bangkok. This isn't one of them. This is one of the few mid-range.
So Kitty's standing outside. I guess this is the hotel we picked, and I just stayed here to make the arrangements. So Kitty's standing outside, and she's kind of leaning back against the wall, in clothes that are, not completely oppressive considering the heat, but definitely a little too upscale and unnecessary. Right? She's wearing kind of a light dress so that there's at least some breathing room. And she's smoking, but you notice that she's kind of darting her eyes around. She's not talking to anybody, but she's looking real suspicious at people that pass by on the street too close to her. She's just kind of in her bubble against this wall, waiting for you. Okay. And she looks a little bit alarmed at the fact that you have somebody with you. Although it looks like you don't have anybody with you. Actually, I made that up. It's just the two of you, and everything's fine.
Right. So, you guys walk up to her?
Oh no, you do have someone with you. I lied. It's Alvin the Chipmunk.
Gotta restart Dave.
You gotta restart your browser. You're in Chipmunk mode. Pretty good. All right. Third time's,
What?
fourth time, sixth time's the charm. All right.
Holy cow. Yeah, so you guys walk up, and you
We found this guy. He's a mute.
Blows
Don't
a
ask
puff
him
at you.
questions. Don't look at him. Don't speak to him. Just pretend he's not here.
he's allergic to questions.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um,
The mystery.
yeah, but so Jacob, Kitty was like leaning up against the side of the hotel, looking kind of, a little bit nervous, and she sees her friends walk up with you, and she kind of like gives you a long look up and down, and like blows a puff at you, and just like looks away, and turns to Damon and says, "Why, Mr. Smoke, you seem to have picked up a local on your way over."
So yeah,
Jacob coughs.
he's not a local kitty. He's I think he has some info we could use.
Kitty goes, well, he certainly smells like a local.
Jacob. Excuse me, ma'am. Do I know you?
Kitty looks like mildly offended at the insinuation. She says, well, I'm not surprised that my prowess hasn't reached all the way to the far east here with your backwards ways, but from everywhere from New York to Los Angeles to Mexico to the Yucatan to Malta, I'm known as Kitty Kennedy, actress extraordinaire.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jacob.
Kitty says, well, Mr. Jacob, your manners are certainly politer than your appearance made me assume, but just what exactly is it that you can help us with?
Oh, no, I think it is you that can help me. You seem to be very, very knowledgeable about some things that I must know about. This honey shop, for example, your friends were outside of. I simply must know more about it.
I look at Damon again and I say, well, Mr. Smoke, do you have anything to tell him so he can be on his way?
I do. Let's go inside.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you guys head inside. You want to go to your room or like the lounge or what? It doesn't.
Preferably the room
Okay.
where Harvey's sleeping. No, I'm just kidding. Just the other room.
Harvey and Frank Kearns both asleep.
Frank Kearns has to be asleep. That's obvious.
He flew here asleep the entire time.
Yeah.
So anyway, once we get settled down and into the room and get some refreshments, I say, Jacob, your daughter, what is her name?
Annabelle. My girl is Annabelle.
And where is she right now?
She's at home. She's very unwell. She has to stay in her room at all times.
And unwell how?
Well, close to 2 years ago, she began to come down with quite a sickness. She's very agitated at times, and she has now started to develop some very interesting lesions on her body. I am well practiced in medicine, and yet I have found no way of providing her help, and I fear that by taking her to a hospital, they might take her away from me. But there is clearly something not right that's going on here.
And what does this have to do with the honey shop, Mr. Jacob?
Well, you see, I live nearby, very close, and I've noticed on more than one occasion some very odd people in front of that shop, and I'm sure that it is something to do with my daughter, that there is something wrong in that place.
So Kitty looks like really disturbed when you make that connection. Just looking at my skills because I don't really think I have any. Yeah, I don't really have any skills. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. I say, Mr. Jacob, you say you're a doctor?
Well, in truth, I'm a man of the cloth. I am a missionary here from Poland, actually. But I've spent a great deal of time studying medicine.
Kevin, if I were to ask,
If you were to ask, yes. Continue.
That's what would happen if I would ask Jacob something. If I were to ask Jacob, sort of off camera, so to speak, to like more medically describe his daughter's condition in better detail, right? Would we be able to? would I, or I don't remember who was in the room with me. It might have been Harvey. Would we be able to like link that to what we saw?
It was you and Harvey that spoke to
Harvey, right?
Monty.
Yeah, Monty. Yeah. Would we be able to link that to like his symptoms or the chart that we read or anything like that?
Right.
Or are we not skilled enough?
Do you have any medicine?
No, I think I have first aid maybe, but no. I mean, I don't know. It's only because we were like literally in the room talking to him.
Okay. So I'll let, if Jacob wants to spend a point of medicine, I will let you guys compare notes.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So Jacob, you spend some time describing things. It's difficult because Kitty and Damon and Nicola are clearly not of any medical background. But from what it seems to you, the only thing that seems terribly similar here is that there seems to be some sort of long-term wasting away disease, right? Like clearly, like your daughter is very sick and not in a steady decline, as this other child seems to be.
So sorry, who is the other child? What charts are they from? What?
So we were in a hospital in
Malta.
It was in Malta? Yeah, okay. We were in a hospital, this crazy old like catacombs hospital, and there was the son of like the local cult leader was gravely ill and had been for a while, I think. And so was like his friend, but his friend wasn't as important because he wasn't like the son of a local cult leader or whatever. But he had this like crazy disease, and it was clearly related to all this cult activity. There was some indication that like he was supposed to be sacrificed, and that his mother tried to like take his place or some shit like that. And then there was a creepy phrase that I think his friend said to us, which was like, "The maw will open when the moon rises in a clear sky," or something like that.
When the new moon shines.
A new moon rises. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so but I can't. So you're saying I don't see 100% that it's the same thing there, but it's clearly a degenerative thing that's similar. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, right. So it's both of them are clearly degenerative, but it didn't seem to be the same. Sort of the hallmark of whatever seems to be affecting your daughter is this like constant state of agitation, prone to frequent outbursts of violence, and just sort of like outright cruelty. But this, the child that you remember, Kitty, didn't seem cruel or violent at all, really.
Right. Okay.
And Jacob, you've also seen these strange lesions appearing on her skin, and that doesn't seem to fit exactly with what Kitty is describing.
And we've never seen that from any sort of nectar use, right, Kevin? Like those kind of symptoms. It's always been like more like a calming.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a euphoria-inducing thing, right? I mean, not a.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
Okay.
So
I ask Jacob anyway. I say, Jacob, have you ever seen anything like this? And I like take out the little vial of nectar that I have, and I like show it to him.
So he pulls out a vial from around his neck. It's a small glass vial filled with yellow liquid. Looks like maybe watered down honey. And as you stare at it, you see that it sort of slowly moves in the container, almost.
Gave Damon nectar.
All right, he's shocked beyond belief, and
damn,
yeah,
this is rough going.
Yeah, no, this is like this last week too. Oh well,
wow.
We'll just soldier through. Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
Well, I'd pick Jacob up off the floor and at least put him on a bed so that next time he passes out.
So
he doesn't
I
have to get
read the passage to the group out loud, the one from the Tramel's book, and I sort of say along the lines like, should we try to get in? Should a couple of us try to get in? Has a group while observing, Kev, has a group of more than like 2-3 people ever entered the?
No,
They have.
the largest group you saw was of 2 like sort of businessmen, like sort of frumpled looking businessmen.
Sure. So I say maybe we can do 2 groups of 2. Not it with Jacob.
Do you think they'll
Yeah,
ask
so-
for any kind of identification, or
I mean, from what I saw, they I don't think they did, and basically,
just passphrases and stuff, right?
yeah, it just says like say this passphrase, and and we'll be.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, we have we can protect ourselves a little bit, I guess, against people.
Sure.
I guess it couldn't hurt if we at least get in there, stand in the back, and see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like. Is there anything else we want to know or do before we just head back there and spy on him?
This is the only lead in Bangkok, right?
No, we have one more.
What was the other one?
The other one is the order that was placed to Luz Discos by
That's right.
Daniel Lohman. And there's an
And
address here.
Daniel Lohman is here in Bangkok. That's the address. For him.
We can only we can only assume that it was delivered to him, but we don't have.
Well,
I don't seem to have anything else.
I'm certainly open to the everybody going to the honeypot thing, but I'd be glad to go visit Daniel Lohman if we want to split.
Do we want to maybe just go as a group and check out this Daniel Lohman thing before we get into some crazy shit at the honeypot?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine too. Yeah.
I'm open to that. Sure.
I mean, so Daniel Lohman has to be either like procurement or some guy that's high up there, right? Because to place this kind of order is like, I mean, and it was placed like fairly recently, like a few months, or I have no idea what date it is right now. But.
He might also either be aware of, have some connection to, or have some information on the store. I mean,
Right. Exactly. So I'm totally fine if we want to just like stay together and go to the Lohman house, but we need someone that speaks Thai. We can't keep finding nice.
Was the order in Thai or was it in
No,
Spanish?
the order's in English.
grab a little English to Thai, dictionary.
Well, so
Or
yeah, I mean,
Siamese.
Jacob speaks Thai.
It's so unfortunate that he's unconscious right now.
Oh, well, he's definitely with us. I
Sure.
think.
Yeah, no, we can have him translate. That shouldn't be an issue. Yep.
Okay, so we ask for the Sharon Krung Road, 1370 Sharon Krung.
Sure, he may even know where that is, right? I mean, he's been in Bangkok for a while.
Yeah. So right.
If nothing else, we can ask the hotel staff or something if they have a map.
Right.
Give us
You can
directions.
get a car to take you to Sharon Craig Road
There you go.
from the hotel. That shouldn't be a big.
We hop in one of those little rickshaws and tell them to take us over there.
That's
Sure. So you drive through the to the streets of Bangkok. It's early evening, and it's quite warm. I guess this picture will have to do.
See?
yeah, exactly.
Early
Tim
evening.
nailed it.
It wasn't like a racist thing.
No, it's especially awesome because like if we have to get away, we'll still be able to blend into the crowd.
Fair enough.
Except for the fact that we're like the only 3 white people.
So
Yeah,
I mean, in the central portions of Bangkok, there are Westerners here and there, and more than that, like Western clothing is not unheard of, right? Like I wouldn't say most people have Western clothing, but like 21 in 4 people has basically Western clothing on. It's not you're not like totally out of place. Anyway, you take a car to this part of town. It seems to be a little bit more residential, but and not run down, but not exactly upscale either. And the driver lets you off at the end of Sharon Krung Road.
Cool.
You back, Dave?
So there's
He just said that he's switching computers. He
Okay,
was back
fair
for like 2 seconds.
so we need 1370 Sharon Crow Road.
All right, yeah, we walk down the road looking for the address.
What kind of residence does it look like?
So it looks like a townhouse.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it's got an entrance. It's sort of so the houses here are 3 or 4 townhouses in a row with an alley behind, or an alley to the side and it looks like there's an alley that runs behind all of them as well. And 1370 in particular is on the side of an alley.
This is just a residential neighborhood.
Yep, that's basically.
So we can either go through the front and force our way in, or we can go to the side and sneak our way in.
Say, why don't we just quickly take a look around? I guess Nicola will go down this alley to see if he can scope out the back of the house.
Okay, so Nicola is gonna pick his way down the alley, and the rest of you are doing what?
I'll keep watch.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go with Nicola because that looks a little weird. Yeah, we'll kind of hang out in front, admiring the scenery.
Okay, so Nicola, why don't you give me a stealth roll? Sneaking.
I can do that. I'll spend 2 points.
Whoa, 2 points.
Okay, good.
I get
Good
a
spend. All right. So you pick your way into the alley along the side, and you get to the alley that sort of runs behind all of these houses. It's it doesn't smell very good. There's sort of trash laying around. As you walk in, like a rat kind of squeaks out from underneath a pile of refuse. And you are just quick enough to dive or to sort of crouch behind a couple of crates as you see 2 men sort of walking down the alleyway, talking to each other, sort of nonchalantly.
They speak to each other in
Thai, yeah. They sort of get to the back of the house that you're looking at, and they sort of stop. There's a sort of a set of stairs, 3 or 4 stairs that run up to a back door, and they stop and begin having a conversation, leaning on the railing.
Okay, I'll just listen in case they, I don't know, say some word that I might pick up on, what's the name of the ancient god?
You tell me.
so what's his face?
Kokomo?
Yeah,
Golden
something
Eck.
Golden
Golden.
Whatever. It's all.
If nothing else, I'll wait to see if they go in, and if they go in, I'll try to see if I can get closer.
Okay. So as you sort of crouch behind this, you can observe them. They're sort of seedy looking. They don't look very wealthy. They're wearing working class clothing. As they're talking, they both sort of shake their heads frequently in a way that doesn't quite make sense to you. And they both sort of suspiciously keep putting their hands in their pockets. Anything else you want to try to?
Do they give me an impression of being maybe addicted to whatever this juice is? I can spend a point maybe streetwise or something like that if that would help.
You don't need to spend. They do not look like they are addicted. They look more or less either they're highly functioning addicts or they're not addicts at all. They don't seem to have the shakes or bags under their eyes. They seem a little pumped up, right? Like they're here for a confrontation. But that's about it. So after a few moments, they seem to come to some sort of conclusion, and one of them sort of steps up to the back door and begins pounding on it with his fist.
So I assume, like, I see this from the side where.
So this is actually around the back of the house, but you would probably hear it.
Can I, from where I am, can I signal them in the front or something like that?
Yeah, we worked out a bird noise.
Ka-chow!
Yeah, I'm not sure what
Ka-chunk.
signal.
I'm just wondering if I'm in like view of them through the alley in the front of the road or something like that.
Sure, yeah, you guys can see Nicola, but you can't see what he sees.
All right,
Uh,
so
you can-
I'll like wave for Damon to like, like come down the side of the road, but like quietly.
Well, yeah, I was gonna come down as soon as I heard like commotion because I know Nicola's down there. So I'm actually gonna draw my pistol as well.
So you're coming down the alley with your pistol out?
Well, I mean, not like running.
Right,
forward.
okay, but you've like pulled it out. It's like underneath your trench coat, and like you've cocked it.
Yeah, and I'm like slowly.
Okay, and then Jacob and Kitty, you guys see Damon like, what? You just get a look in his eye, and he like pulls out his gun and heads into the alley.
It's murder
That's fine.
time.
Well, no, I like
I'm used
because
to
I
this.
assume the rest of them hear like the banging and all that. So I say Nicola might be in trouble, and I like start walking down that direction.
So as you
Okay.
come down, I'll like signal for you to like be quiet, like, and I'll try to say like like there's like two of them there, like don't just come like barging around the corner.
Okay, he's like.
Yeah.
I look at Jacob and I say,
Don't fire your pistol in the air to announce your arrival.
what did you say, Dave?
We at the honey shop or that dude's house?
No, that
Dude's
dude's
house.
house.
Okay.
So like I like signal both Kitty and Jacob like against the wall if they're like following me to like.
No. I'm gonna look at Jacob and I'm gonna be like, this kind of thing happens all the time. Let's just watch the front door.
All right.
All right.
All right, so Nicola, you see the guy up next to the door, like sort of turn around to the guy behind him, like make like a, whatever kind of like what are we doing, kind of gesture. The other guy like sighs, like comes up next to him, begins like banging on the door as well, and they're like talking to each other.
Forget. Did I have a gun?
I think we all had guns eventually.
We all-
Yeah,
we had so many guns that like everybody had at least one.
I
Gun.
We
think
got
at
a
this point
whole
it-
bunch from what's his face, the Last Jedi, the Last Night of Malta.
Oh,
Well, we also didn't we also buy a bunch of them in like the Yucatan too. I think we were.
I think there have been several points where
Sir-
enough guns have come out that everybody could have one.
Sir Godfrey Wells showed us the armory.
Godfrey
That's
Wells was.
That's true.
like Nicola will then like kind of put his hand on his pistol in case things go south, especially since he sees Damon coming down the side of the alley.
Yeah, things are going to go south when
Right.
Damon's.
Yeah, South is coming to you.
Does it sound like? Is there any sounds from inside the house?
No, there's no lights on. There's no sounds.
Does it seem like anybody's home at all?
Not really. I mean, nobody's answering the door.
Were there
with
like?
no lights and no sounds? It'd be pretty tough for it.
This is like the middle of the day, right?
No, this is like early evening.
And there's no lights on.
Nope.
Right, so like reason would stand that whoever lives there isn't home.
Right. Yeah. So these guys who are sitting there, they begin to argue for a minute, and then one of them like bangs on the door again and like seems to get agitated and turns to start to leave.
All right, I just signal for Damon to like stay where he is. I'm not sure we want an argument with these. Did they look armed, by the way? Do they have anything?
No, so they're sort of heavily built, but they don't seem to be armed, and they're wearing like sort of working class clothing. You don't think they probably carry around weapons.
Okay, but yeah, they're not like they didn't have like
They don't
clubs
seem
or
they don't
anything
seem
like
like
that.
street thugs. They just seem like maybe like dock workers or factory workers or something.
I don't know. What do you think, Damon? Do these people need to be questioned?
I mean, if it seems like they just told us that nobody's home, so soon we're gonna be home. I mean, like, right? Like, I know it would be nice to talk to them, but at the same time, like, what would we ask them? I think it would be nice if they just leave and we kind of snuck into the house with our.
All right, I'm just gonna play it cool. I'll let Damon step out if anybody's gonna be stepping out.
Okay, cool. All right. So the guy steps to the side, and the guy who is the less agitated one, sort of like says something sharply to the other guy, who like kind of like rolls his eyes and shrugs, and they head to go back up the alley to the street past Damon.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just stay hidden.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll put. I mean, I assume either Nicola will signal me or I'll see them walking away. So I'll just kind of like put my gun away and I'll just walk like towards them, but like past them, like I'm going somewhere else.
Okay, yeah. So they sort of come around the corner, like right at the same time as you, and the guy like kind of like steps back, like makes like furrows his brow, like looks you up and down, and steps out of the way to go around you.
Okay, I just kind of like sorry, raise my hands and like.
Once they're kind of down the alley and out of view, I'll come out from my little hiding spot and go over and see if I can pick the lock to get into this house.
Okay, yeah, sure. That'll be fine. Kitty and Jacob, you see these guys come out of the alley and sort of head up to the front door. But instead of ringing the bell, they sort of like they're kind of like leaning off the side, like trying to look in the windows, stuff like that.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
right, so
yeah.
Yeah, that's all right for now.
Okay, cool. All right. So Nicola, you can spend. Yeah, you can spend a point of lockpicking if you'd like.
I guess locksmith.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, whatever the one is, it sounds at all
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I have points in locksmith, so I'll do that.
Okay. So I will give you that point back because you do open the lock. It takes you a few moments, but you go to push the door open, and you can see that it is on the inside. It is chained shut. It doesn't seem like a very thick chain, but there's definitely a chain on the inside.
Just one of those little like.
No, thicker than that. Thicker than that. It's not like a what do you call it? Privacy or. It's not like one of the ones you just like put in the door and it kind of holds it. It's like this is like an actual chain on the door.
Around the doors.
All right, I'll. If Damon's there, I'll kind of call him over.
Yeah, I was
got that
walking.
gun.
I was walking that direction, so.
And so I'll kind of like try to push the door open and say, whoever lives here certainly doesn't want anybody coming in. There's a big fat chain across this door.
What about the windows, Kev? Are there any windows on the back that we can like?
There's not windows in the back.
Just the front.
I think that. By the way, Jacob, I think we should maybe go across the street or something because we were like sort of just also standing near the house. I don't want to be like the two people randomly standing next to the house while these guys are standing next to the house.
I actually assumed you guys were across the street of the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then we're gonna stay exactly where we were, so as to not be.
So Damon, you do notice that there is a. You do notice there's a balcony on the second floor in the back.
Okay.
Is there a way to get up there?
I mean,
what about Fritz?
two
Where's
people
Fritz with
doing
his sledgehammer when you
acrobatics?
need him?
what's up?
What about two people doing acrobatics?
Yeah, I mean, you could try to climb up. It's not like impossible.
All right,
there a
yeah.
drink
I tell
drink.
Damon that I'm gonna lift me up. I'll
I give him a
stand on
boost.
his shoulders and see if I can.
Isn't
Climb up.
Damon's leg horribly broken?
It's fine now.
Just stand there, Damon. I'm gonna jump on your
It
back.
was like a 6-month trip to Bangkok.
Okay, so give me an athletics roll, and then we can move in.
It was a mental injury.
I'm gonna burn my
Nicholas?
athletics points here.
No, that's good enough, actually. That's good
Oh,
enough.
all right, nice. Thanks, Damon.
Yeah. Damien, you kind of lift him up. Nicola, you're able to get your hands up around the side of the balcony, pull yourself up over this sort of wrought iron railing. But you, as you're doing so, you sort of knock over like a couple of potted plants that seem to be like neatly arranged in the balcony. Seem to be well tended.
I'll try to like fix it as much as I can as quickly.
Yeah,
as
so
I can.
you knocked one off the side of the balcony into the alleyway below, and like one in like they're on in and it sort of cracked.
I like knock Damon out.
Like it's kind of a mess.
All right, yeah. Well, no reason to cry over spilt milk. So
Fair enough.
Nicola will just kind of like he'll just like move one pot over to see if it like kind of covers the gap in the row and
Right. Sure.
Brush the spilt like dirt off the side of the balcony and turn his attention to the balcony door.
Okay. No problem. So the balcony door seems to be unlocked. You try it and it opens.
Let's see what's up then.
Okay, right. So you step into what seems to be a rather good sized bedroom. There's a large, not terribly appointed bed. There's a walk-in closet. It looks like a nightstand.
So I like take like a second to just like listen to see if I hear anything in the house.
Yeah. So you don't hear anything.
All right, I'll kind of.
What about the dudes like shuffling in the front? Are they still there? Can Nicholas hear them?
So no, you don't hear anything out front. Kitty and Jacob, you guys can see that these guys are like looking like they're about to give up. They've been like looking through the windows. They like eventually try the front door handle,
Right.
but they look about frustrated enough to give up and leave.
Yeah, so
Smart.
I'm gonna leave the bedroom and look for some stairs back down to the first floor.
Sure.
But kind of listening to make sure that they've gone. And when it seems that they have, I'm gonna go down and like open the door and wave over Kitty and Jacob and Damon, hopefully.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, you guys can all head inside. You see the so the studio the apartment is somewhat well appointed. Doesn't seem to be particularly well kept, but it's not a dump either. It looks like there are some expensive pieces of furniture, but they've been like overused. And in general, it's not. It's it's nice stuff, but it's kind of a messy living area. Do you guys want to start? There's a master bedroom. There's a guest bedroom.
Are there any
Is
secret
there like an
kitchens?
office or a library?
Nope.
Is it just the 2 floors?
Yeah, there's 2 floors. There's a living room, kitchen, a master bedroom, and a guest bedroom.
All right, I guess.
Secret dungeon.
Yeah. Where's the secret?
We just got to cover our bases, in case there is
Right.
a secret dungeon. Then we would start there.
Sure,
but
sure. Right.
if there's no secret dungeon, or non-secret dungeon, it could be out.
Oh, sure, like an open dungeon.
Yeah.
A well-known dungeon.
I guess we'll just start with the living room if that's what's right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Around.
Is there any skills that we could use? I mean, I'd be looking for any sort of de la Luz, stuff or nectar or mouth, Ugolinek.
Yeah.
Well,
So
There's just like a general evidence collection or something.
There is.
there is. As you walk into the living room, Damon, you see a record player.
Okay.
Couch.
Where?
Next to the couch.
Couch. Next to the couch. Are there any records currently?
Yep, there is a record. Here, I will show it to you guys. Looks like
Oh my god. That's it.
No.
It's all
That
there
is
now.
it.
Who's?
What do you think's on Lotto Bay?
Lotto A is the.
Yeah, but what's on Lotto Bay?
Lotto
That's
Bay.
okay.
That's what you want to know. You sick fuck. I'm sure it's just as good. Somebody recorded us killing that chick, and now that's That's the second part.
Well, I mean, she really needed to die.
Well, so I pick up the record and I see if there is a side B.
Yeah, I mean, it has two sides.
I'm not sure we've actually listened.
Does it though?
I'm not sure we want to do that right now,
I don't think
though.
anybody's ever made it through side A without
No,
going insane.
I'm
Side
with
B
you.
is pointless.
I'm with you.
Saying
Kevin.
as the criminal, we tend to make not so much noise during B&E. Playing records is kind of right out.
Congratulations on making it to side B.
Alright, yeah, so I'll just pocket it into my trench coat.
Okay, sure. Okay, so the other thing on the first floor is the kitchen. You guys walk past it to get to the living room. The stairs are sort of to the side.
Yeah, let's check the kitchen. See if the
Kitty
fridge
makes
is
a
maybe the fridge is
sandwich.
filled with nectar.
Right. So
See somebody's heads and
so
tentacles.
you step into the kitchen. You've sort of been, had an air of disdain around this, not perfectly well kept little townhouse.
Right,
But the kitchen is very well cleaned. In fact, it smells a little bit of ammonia. Everything seems to be perfectly in place, except for one of the chairs at the kitchen table is sort of pulled out, and there's a wicker basket with a black cloth over it.
Muffins.
I hand it to Jacob.
I check the fridge.
No, I'll definitely.
If there even is a
pull back
fridge,
the
I
claw.
guess
There's a fridge. There's a fridge. Yeah.
I pull back the claw.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. We'll pull it back
Well, so-
together.
You guys.
Do our hands kind of gingerly touch while we're going for the claw?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
for a
gonna
moment.
say you guys both slowly approach this black cloth draped over a wicker basket.
Mhm.
Your hands tremble as you grasp the cloth, and in unison you pull it back to reveal a pile of money.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be muffins. God damn it.
A pile of
Nicola kind of goes jackpot.
What
it
kind of
time
money?
money?
What kind of
no,
money is it?
it's actually U.S. dollars.
The good
You are
kind.
dying. Oh, nice. I look at Jacob and I say, they don't need to know about this, right?
Oh, I think if they are behind what I think they are, we shall take everything here.
Jacob's hardcore. I like
Yeah,
it.
I call over. What, Nicola? You were in the kitchen too. You said at the
Yeah,
fridge?
yeah. I think we're
I'm
all
gonna-
just kind
I'm
of
gonna
walking
call
through
you-
together.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna call you guys over and say check this shit out.
Oh yeah, Nicola will kind of it bends down and I don't know, it's just like a pile of bundles.
How much money, Kev? Quick.
Nicola will kind of pick up a bundle
Who
and
has points in
rifle
accounting?
through it. He
Yeah, I
says,
It's about $5,000.
so yeah, Nicola will kind of rifle through a bundle of money and says, well, this guy's definitely into something, and he starts putting them kind of under his vest.
Yeah, I think we all take a bundle.
That's fine, that's fine.
I want to do my classic appraising of the structure of the home because I was staring at it a lot from the outside.
Sure.
See if I notice any weird inconsistencies or
So I actually have a
Strange
blueprint of the
design.
house that I could show if you're really interested, but they're basically no. Let me see. I'll try to pull into Roll20.
You know what, you should do it just because you went through the effort of having that blueprint, so we should
Kevin.
appreciate it.
I assume I could just take the record, right? Nothing stops me.
Yeah.
Say, perhaps this
Except
guy
for
was
depending
expecting to make a big order. What do you think, Damon?
Say, I got this one. So the back door, how is it chained, Kev?
So it's just wrapped around the handle, right? You could take it off from this side. It's not so tight, but you couldn't open it really from the outside.
That's fine. We can
Is there
leave
a
that on.
bathroom in the house?
Yeah, there's a bathroom. There's a bathroom on both floors.
Okay, Jacob is gonna go check out medicine cabinets in bathrooms.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Drugs. See what they have in there.
So in the
Anything out of the ordinary.
in the upstairs bathroom, you do find small vial of what you assume is opium.
That's child's play drugs.
Yeah. It's Thailand here. Everybody's got that in their medicine cabinet.
Wow.
Cures the common cold.
So hold on, I'm adding this this blueprint for you guys. You guys see that?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, nice. All right, so we checked out the living room and the kitchen.
Yeah, so the kitchen is in front of the living room.
Okay, so there's nothing else in the living room. So I guess we head upstairs. No, yeah, upstairs.
Did we check the fridge just to make sure it's not filled with
Yeah,
like disembodied
no,
tentacles?
No, so the fridge seems to be basically empty. There's some, it looks like a bachelor's refrigerator, right? There's some condiments and stuff, but that's about it.
Just say there's condoms in his refrigerator.
Condiments.
Gotta keep those stickers
There's
cold.
like a jar of pickles and some baking soda.
Right, for practicing with his condoms. Got it.
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Opium's the only weird thing in the bathrooms.
Yeah, it's not very much. It looks like it's been there for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, refresh my
Is there any way to tell like how long it's been since he was home?
You tell me. I don't know.
I mean, is there anything around like any like I don't know? Did he leave himself like a shopping list or an address of the last place he was heading to? Is there maybe like is any of the food in the fridge look really old and like moldy? Like
No, not really. In fact, there's some like leftovers there that look like they couldn't be more than a day old.
Okay. That's fair. I mean, guys, we could, we came all the way out here. We could wait. It's nighttime. He's bound to come home to go to bed soon. We could wait for him.
Can we try to figure?
You guys still have the second floor, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could explore the second floor and figure out if there's someone we want to see there instead.
Yeah, like a dead body. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Okay. You guys, a particular room you want to focus on?
Yes.
Master bedroom.
All right. So you walk into the master bedroom. Like I said, there's a sort of a large bed. There's a nightstand next to it. Some sort of older looking furniture with clothes, kind of, piled on top of them.
Was there any like desk or bureau or?
No. There's no desk. It's just a nightstand.
Nightstand has no drawers.
No, but you notice a couple sort of soiled-looking handkerchiefs on the nightstand.
I'll smell one.
Okay. Yeah. It's they don't really smell, but they're kind of crusty.
Okay.
Wow.
They are they have the initials DL in them on them.
DL.
Yeah.
On the down low.
Yep.
So it's just a bed, nightstand. And that's about it in the room?
Well, it is Daniel Lohman, right? So we know that.
Yes. Well, we
That's
assume
him,
that it.
for sure.
It's a little sparse.
I want to go out onto the balcony.
Okay, yeah. So you walk out on the balcony. A couple of potted plants have been knocked over, but other than that, there's a bunch out there. A lot of them seem like well tended.
Nothing else here.
Nope.
Are they common houseplants?
Yeah, basically.
All right. I guess we'll go to the bathroom and the guest bedroom. Might as well,
Sure. So as you go to the guest bedroom, you can see that it has been converted basically into an office. There's a small desk. It's very nice. It's somewhat worn, but it's teak. But the surface is totally cleaned off. You see there's a single item on the desk sort of off to the side is a small sort of clay bowl with it seems to be filled with ash.
I'll go through all the drawers in the desk.
Okay, cool. So you pull open one door and you find a box containing bullets. You pull open the the long, thin drawer right just beneath the surface of the desk, and you find two things. You find a book. Share that. And you find a telegram.
a second. He spelled his own name wrong. It wasn't him.
So, right, the book's like a ledger, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta go to Egypt, China, Hungary, Russia, Vietnam, the United States, Italy, Tibet, Micronesia, Ethiopia, England. Campaign's never gonna end.
That's the plan.
Until we're all eaten by monsters from beyond.
Wait, where do you see all this guy?
Yeah, where do you see those countries? I see a blank ledger.
Scroll down.
Ledger.
Scroll
The
down.
account
I'm
books,
reading the
under the picture of the
Oh my god.
blank ledger,
Who
there's
scrolls these days?
yeah. So yeah, I guess this Mr. Lohman has been quite busy.
But look, there's references in several places to full reports being forwarded to Savitra's library, right?
Savitri. Who's that?
No idea.
You guys gotta read this telegram.
I
Yeah,
did.
I read it. It makes a lot of sense.
Are you sure?
No. I mean, it does, right? I think aren't these the people from the...
So I guess if I find this stuff, I mean, I'll show it to everybody else and be like, look, do these things mean anything to you guys?
I mean, yeah, they mean a lot, but well, let's look at one thing at a time, right? Like,
Okay. Which one?
Well, so let's look at we can look at the telegram first.
sure. Yeah, let's look at the
So
telegram.
Lohman sends
Well, he sent it to Georgia, right?
he received a telegram, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
It was sent from Savannah, Georgia.
Yep.
In 1927.
So like 8 years ago or something. shit
So
like that.
reading Henslow and Job contacted Jason Franks, pilot, mustache, nose, 30s, Alice 20s, sharp fashion, pants, might be cop, Lucille Hayward, Bob Brown, neck, hazel, moneyed, unidentified man, reddish brown hair, 5'8", tweed, unidentified man, English, thinning hair, request instructions.
So I really love the part where it says like mustache nose, as if like these are identifying marks.
So,
I mean, like,
Neck.
maybe he's got a big nose on him, Maybe he's like
guess.
just like Bob Brown,
So-
neck.
So who would have sent this? It would have been
It's Henslow. Wait, so
no. It would have been what's her name's dad.
It could have been Echevarria, right? Who was leading? No. Who was leading the cult in
I thought the only
24?
person we knew in Savannah was the dad that died. Oh no, that was Henslow, whose house we went to, wasn't it? Is Henslow the place that we went in Savannah? Like
Henslow's the mental patient. He
right,
was, like,
but wasn't it his house that we
Yeah,
went to
yeah,
the mansion
yeah,
where we
yeah.
the cemetery
He
and
was.
all that?
Correct.
So somebody that isn't him who was also in Georgia. Okay. And we know who Edgar Job is. I don't recognize any of these other names. Like,
So-
I don't- from the
so the
list
guy's
of the
saying-
people in the cult
Right. Well, it could have been like the 5, right?
that were after
Whitson,
them.
Henslow, Clark, Coleman, and Stack. They could have been the ones that are like after the.
Yeah, but didn't we have a list of their initials? And stuff? I don't recognize any of this.
I mean, they could have given like fake ones, right? Because it's Jason, Alice, Lucille.
Do we know any like Englishmen that were part of it? I don't remember anybody being English, but I could be wrong.
Wait, hold on. But there's only one woman.
Right?
There's only one woman with the group, and here there's 2.
Those names don't seem to fit to me to those people we knew that were after them. The like cult hunting folks.
This
that
can't be.
died.
This can't be like a code of some sort, can it?
What day is it today? Like how recent was this sent?
This is 1934. This is like 8 years ago.
Okay, so
No.
wow.
Yeah, I think we rolled into 35 at one point.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys
okay,
are
35.
Yeah. It's like a few months into 1935 at this point.
Yeah.
And this would have been how long after the initial incident? 5 years? Something like that? Right?
Not quite so much, right? Like, it was 10 years.
It's 24. So
Oh, it
it's
was only
Yeah.
3 years.
24.
3
It
years
was
old.
only 24. Okay, so it's only 3 years after. And it's not Winston that sent this, right? I mean, was he in
No.
Savannah? Janet Winston Rogers' father?
I mean, yeah, he was kind of like, he's like one of the few people that survived, right? But so,
Well, who would be sending stuff to Daniel Lohman, this guy who's clearly like part of the cult, right?
right,
And you guys haven't been to Savannah, right?
we have.
That was the
We
first place we went.
We started
Actually.
in Savannah.
Yeah,
Okay.
a long time ago.
Ripped
So just
us.
to catch you up, we started in Savannah, hired by a lady whose like father.
Was part of the first people to investigate the cult or something like that, right?
Yes. So yeah, that was
Janet Winston Rogers.
Walter Winston.
She's the benefactor of the group, and it's her plane that we fly around. And
Yes.
Right, with her sleepy pilot, Frank Kearns.
Right.
Do we know what the dad's name or what he looked like? Do we ever see a picture of him?
Did we see a picture of him?
He can't be like the unidentified man with reddish brown hair.
The Walter
Could he?
Winston? I don't remember if we
Kevin,
saw
have we
anything.
seen Walter Winston? Do any of us remember what he
Walter
looks
Winston
like?
died just so Janet
He
Winston
wasn't.
Rogers.
He wasn't in that picture that she gave us when we first met her.
She might have given you a picture. But so Walter Winston's death basically prompted her to begin the investigation.
Right, but didn't she give us a picture of them, like a group of them, the first day we met her in her library or something? I mean, I don't have my packets on me. I thought she gave us a picture of like a group in front of the plane or some shit like that.
I don't think so. Let's see. I don't believe so.
Okay, so we don't know what he looks like, but that's not really going to help us. I mean, sure, he could be one of these guys, but like, yeah, I mean, of course, it could be Code. I don't know. Do we have any reason to believe that there was a cop involved in this thing? Because that could be a helpful clue, right? This Alice 20s, like. Also, how many female cops were there in the 1920s?
One.
Well,
I mean, there could be at least one, right? If there's at least one, that's all that matters.
she could be like a private eye. This might be a cop.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Do we know any? I don't know. Also, it's interesting that Lucille Hayward and Bob Brown are listed together, and there's only one there's no description of Lucille Hayward.
Right.
That's true. Huh. Yeah, the only one.
Wait, is Hayward a name that we know, Mr. Notekeeper?
I don't think so, or I don't remember. I don't have anything on him.
So so the only other thing on here that could help us at all right now is Henslow and job contact, right? So we know both those people. We've talked to them. Who would have contacted them 3 years
Echevarria.
afterwards? You think so?
I mean, I don't think did he die right there and then?
Well, we don't know, right? That was
Right.
There was a
That
lot
was
of
the
because there
whole
was
thing.
some person who like disappeared and was assumed dead or something like that. And
That he didn't die until later, no way.
Right, that's what I thought.
but what did Edgar Job say to us when we met him? Because he like turned everything around, right? I mean, I know it was only like the second session, but like some stuff that we thought was going on with the cult, he like dispelled.
Well, no, he just told us that it wasn't just like it was indeed something crazy. That it wasn't just like an accident or whatever. He's the one that told us about the maps and all that shit.
Right. I mean, it could have been him, but I still don't know like why that matters.
Well,
So-
why would Edgar Job say Henslow and Job contacted though?
No, I'm not saying it was him, but if it was Echevarria, why would he have?
Well, so
asked
we
for
know,
instruction from this guy?
okay, so we know that Henslow and Job made it out, right?
Yeah, obviously.
They're the two that made it out alive from that, like, the whatever.
That crazy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And do we have any info as to who the investigating officer was?
I don't remember. I know there's a ledger of the medications from the insane asylum saying that like somebody had been paying for their care, maybe it was the Winstons.
No, it was from the estate of Henslow. Henslow estate was paying for everything.
Right, even though one of them was like the cultist and one of them was the like cult chaser. That
Right.
didn't make any sense.
Right.
I don't know. I think we're gonna have to like look over that. Why don't we?
So, well, let's look at this account book,
Yeah,
right? It says these are books of accounts maintained by someone named Daniel Lohman, date back to 1926, when it appears very specific bank accounts were established in order to fund a series of international travels, mostly based out of Bangkok, for a variable number of men. Then there's a series of dates and locations, seemingly all over the world.
but not listing any of the people that went on these trips, which is not so helpful.
Yeah, no. I guess, is there any locations here that we've been to? Not really, right?
No, I don't think we've been
Nope. Nope.
Little can be determined about the specifics of the expeditions from these records of account, but there are references in several places to full reports being forwarded to Savitri's library.
I mean, we definitely want to look at those reports. Do we know Savitri? Is this anything we know?
There was some SS person you guys mentioned. Is that him?
No, we don't know who that is.
Well, it might be.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
That's true. That's true.
Alex, do you remember the initials of the like mystery person from the occult group?
What do you mean? Who? What?
When we were like, I don't even remember when we learned some of their names, but when we got the accounting, maybe from Edgar Job, of like
Yeah?
a crazy thing that went down at the barn, there was something about like a person that like they didn't know who it was, that like maybe had escaped, who had just all we had was like initials. It was like, you know, JK or something like that, and we never found a person to fit them. I don't think.
So either way, one thing that's interesting about this is that obviously Daniel Lohman's been involved with this for a long time, right?
From the start, it looks like.
It would appear so. I guess, I mean, this proves it all the way back to at least 1926.
He also seems like an organizer, right? I mean, he's making...
Well, yeah, if somebody sends him a telegram asking for instructions, imagine he's...
like masterminding all these trips around the world. So, I mean...
And this this
like,
address on the
expanded?
this address on the telegram, that's this current address, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's been here for a while.
So like like their whole operation expanded basically. Like as soon as that shit went down, they started scouring the earth for more sites of nectoral insanity, or I don't know, whatever.
I mean that's a good guess, right? That these are all places where they potentially wanted to set up nectar production,
right?
Quote unquote factories.
But then the whole. But we're talking about the cult that Echevarria was supposedly running, right? And we had that whole big moment where there was like that his entire purpose was actually like the opposite of what you would think, right? That he wasn't trying to do. Yeah, Dave, you're missing a lot. There's a couple of years of stuff. Yeah, I mean there was a ridiculous like ritual. I don't remember what it was called, but it involved like an orgy and some nectar and like mouths appearing on people's bodies and like the summoning.
That's what orgies do.
Yeah, that's true. It was like a summoning of this thing that came out in the barn in 1924 and like ate everybody. But then we were told that the guy running the cult like actually wasn't trying to do that. That like he was.
It was an accident.
No, he was actually looking for like one of the ancient gods or some crap like that. I don't know.
Well, there's obviously like there are people who are trying to like profit off of the whole nectar thing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And
Right. That's
then
like
there
a-
is another section of it that are like insane worshippers of
You go
you
in
know,
there.
these, and
Well, so they don't really know who they're worshiping, right? They're
Right.
like worshiping different.
Well, and that was the whole point, right? The liar is a liar, and like they
shocker
they
there.
think they're worshiping like one thing, but it's actually like the opposite.
So one thing I'll say is that we found that ledger and the telegram, but we still haven't finished searching the office. So maybe there's something else here that will shed more light on both the ledger and
Maybe.
telegram.
So
Or
you
maybe, as Kim said, we just have to go to like 13 more places.
so when you say you're searching, what are you guys doing? You just, I mean, you pull
Well,
out
so
all
we
the-
finished. Is that everything that was in the desk? There was two drawers I know that was opened.
Yeah, so that's all. You open. That's all that's in the desk. There's a box of bullets. There's a telegram, and there's the account books.
So
What about
actually,
under the underside of those drawers? You know?
Right. So you pull out one of the drawers, and you find a key taped to one of the underside of them.
Okay.
nice.
Anything locked in the noticeably locked?
Suspiciously, no.
Check behind like pictures and behind the desk or something like that for like a hidden safe.
Let's talk about the ashtray.
Does it look
Well-
like a regular key, or is it like a safe deposit key?
It's a small key that would look like it would go to like probably like a small lock or a lockbox or something.
Yes. Okay.
Any kind of like hidden compartments in the desk.
No, you begin searching around. The desk seems pretty solid.
Is there anything on
anything-
the underside of that ashtray thing that
So the ashtray looks like it's either recently used or not very recently cleaned out. It looks like it's been used to burn paper.
Can I
So is there like stationery on his desk?
Suspiciously, no. Not really. It's just the account book.
I don't find that so suspicious.
Anything else in this office other than this desk?
There's a couple of chairs, but it's pretty sparse actually. There's not a lot of furniture.
Is there like guys? We got to find like a basement to this place.
yeah, there's a secret dungeon here. I mean, that much is clear.
It wouldn't be the first time
wanna-
we found a secret room, right?
I want to pop out to the balcony.
Yeah. So I mean, I actually I feel like I'm cheating you guys a little bit because you search the study so thoroughly. As you conduct your search, you expand it. You peek under the bed and you see a
Trapdoor.
small lockbox hidden back near the wall. I don't want to just say like you guys like didn't say you were looking under the bed. So it feels kind of cheesy.
I was gonna look under the bed.
Okay, there you go. Fair enough. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's open it.
Okay, so so you open it up. It's a felt-lined wooden box. There are indentations for several dozen vials, and they are of look to be of three types. Also in the box, you find you find three vials. Several of them are opaque vials, marked with a manufacturer's stamp in Thai script. As you look at these vials, you see a liquid inside, but instead of being what you normally associate nectar to be, this seems to be veined with red, almost like it is has like veins growing through it. Although they sort of shift and flow.
Oh, somebody has to try it.
We should bring this to Harvey.
Easy.
And they yeah, there's a oh no, okay. There's a second set of vials that are wrapped in a shipping label.
What is it? Rags and shipping label?
Wrapped in a shipping label.
Oh, other
What
vials?
does the shipping
Well,
label say?
yeah. What does the label say?
There, I just shared it with you guys.
Oh, did you?
Some kind of
About
bizarre
half of them are
language.
empty, and these are sort of a clear yellow liquid. This exactly the same tinge as yours, David.
The Sweet Honey Tooth Company, Los Angeles, California. Well, we can't go back to Los Angeles, guys.
Back to LA, boys.
We could.
And then
Well, actually, I guess some of us can. Aren't some of you like wanted criminals in LA?
Sure. It's a valid point.
and then beneath the third set of square blue Blue glass vials is another note.
Is what?
Is a note.
Ooh,
Daniel,
SS.
Montgomery Donovan has sent these.
No, it's Savitri. Knew it. Called it.
From Malta. This is a blue vial, you said, Kev?
Yeah, so those are square blue vials.
Square blue vial.
And these also contain nectar.
Alright, so the note reads, is addressed to Daniel. Montgomery Donovan has sent these samples from Malta. I imagine with his compliments. Is it with this compliments? He was made great sacrifices to improve their production, and it seems that his efforts have been rewarded. The streets of Valletta are overflowing with sweet honey. If this alternative meets with your approval, we can begin ordering your personal supply directly from Malta. It would be considerably cheaper than shipping from Los Angeles, and would further wean us from Tremel's insanity.
Oh, because that guy was totally...
Well, he was pretty insane.
Yeah.
As for Thawi, so it says,
yeah, looks like it.
I urge patience. He is angered that you reject the fruit of his labor. He does not understand why one would wish to...
Blake.
Sorry, I like zoom in. It's all like fuzzy for me.
Yeah.
Slake any thirst out, but that for blood. Signed, Savitri Sinkan? Siricon.
So...
That sounds like they're making stuff in Thailand, and Daniel didn't approve the quality.
Possibly. What is Valletta? Where's Valletta?
Yeah, so we don't know what Valletta or Thawi is.
I mean, is Valletta just from Malta?
That's what I assume. I assume that Valletta is a place in Malta.
Valletta is the capital of Malta.
Okay,
that's where you're from.
But this,
Nick, that's where you're from. So you know about Valletta.
This note and these samples are kind of old, right? I mean,
sorry, the dates might be just wrong on those. It shouldn't be that old.
Wait, you see the dates on this?
I don't see a date on anything.
Oh, okay, then no.
I just meant because Montgomery. Well, first of all, because it probably takes a while to ship stuff, but also Montgomery Donovan. Didn't we kill him or?
Well, I mean,
you killed him and then flew here.
Yeah, we killed him, flew here. So this is it's not years old. It could be months old.
Yeah,
right. So he's saying that he provided whatever he did, he got nectar to Valletta, right? And also so he says if this alternative meets the approval.
So we know which one's from LA, obviously, right?
What is the script read? Is that Thai letters on that shipping label?
Yeah,
Jacob. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, what? So this was one, and what were the other two? One's tinged with red, and one is just clear.
So there's one clear that matches the hue of the vial around Damon's neck. There's
just from where, Damon?
I don't know, whichever one, the starting one, California. Yeah, that's the one. Where we got a whole briefcase of it. Remember?
That was LA.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, LA, California.
So that's fine. It's just this LA is different from the other LA that's labeled specifically.
Well, so it seems like they're doing something different to it, right?
No, the ones that are labeled LA match the one around Damon's neck.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the other ones. The other ones are different, right? There's the red one.
Right. So there's one that is in vials stamped with Thai serial number and lettering, and they appear to have almost like blood vessels growing.
Right. Got it. The thirst for blood.
So what does the third one look
like?
The third one are these square blue vials. The hue is a bit darker than the ones from LA, but
and those are the presumably Maltese ones. Okay.
Right.
What does the Thai words on the shipping label say?
I actually, hold on, I'm not sure. Let me see.
I assume it's just like a certification from the post office saying like received.
Yeah, I don't think it's important actually.
Okay.
Sorry.
And so the one that we the only thing we don't know is what Thawi is, right? I mean,
Well, it's just a local supplier, right? I mean,
Right. It sounds like a person. I would bet he's the guy that made the stuff with the red in it, and
Right.
Daniel didn't like it.
right.
and Thawi may even be like running out of the honey shop that we're gonna go to.
Well, I mean, this is a reference to he doesn't understand why one would slake any thirst but that for blood, right? If this is the one that, because like if one of the nectars like chills you out,
Right.
then-
Well, that's the interesting idea, right? Does this one like make you, go insano?
which would relate to Jacob's daughter, right?
Yep. Possibly.
Yeah. And is an interesting point about
Does
what's his name's son, Monty, and his like similar but not actually the same
Right,
medical
right.
condition.
Because that's the one from
Malta.
right,
Malta one.
right.
But also, what's extra interesting about it is that, as we pointed out, not only is this guy Daniel seemingly like running the show to a little bit, but he gets like his own personal supply, and they let him pick like which vintage from around the world he wants his personal supply to be. Like that's pretty insane.
Right. Well, it seems like he's
He's pretty close to the top.
Seems like he's our next hostage.
All right, let's all get under the bed and wait.
Yeah, well, we could wait, but the other thing is he could easily be at the honey shop, right, at nighttime, handling
Right.
some of the operations or whatever.
so we could also get into the honey shop, right, and like
supposedly.
scope. Well, okay, Kev. Is there if I spend a point in gathering evidence, is there any point to keep searching the house? I mean, like we have a couple.
Yeah, we're sort of at the top of the thing here. No, I think you're good.
Okay.
You're good. Yeah. So we'll say this since we're getting towards the end of the session here. You guys are standing around in the study talking about this when Damon, you hear the front door unlock and then open.
Fuck.
Okay.
I was hoping to get outside before he got back here.
And we will leave it there with that cliffhanger.
Quick, under the bed!
Yeah.
Well, everybody except Kitty, who's going to lie down on the bed.
Oh no, this is my nightmare.
3 dudes under the bed and then Kitty on top. Nice. Okay, cool. All right. We'll leave it there for this week. Thanks, guys, for playing. This has been Live from Beyond, Eternal Lies Bangkok. Wonderful job, everyone, tonight.
Yeah,
and if you're watching this on the YouTubes, come check out our Twitch.tv channel. And if you're watching this on Twitch TV, we got a YouTube channel. Come check us out. We're live every Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern. And next week we will continue Eternal Lies, and hope to see everybody there. All right. Thanks, guys, for playing. See you next week.